Hello and welcome back to my weekly live session. Welcome for those who just knew the program, and welcome back for our friends who's been watching this episode for almost a couple of weeks from now. So, where are we at? So, we are in the middle of working on the Academy F-111C from it's a version for the Royal Air Force, the Royal Australian Air Force, and currently the status is that we've done most of the major build. You can see over here, we did the wing part, stabilizers, and many other things, including the swing wings, variable swing wings, and then you can see the pylons moving synchronously with the wings. And also last week, I think if you joined my program, it was we focused on getting the intakes. A very laborious painting task, but we did it. Now, in this session, we are focusing on getting the seams, the steps, the gaps, and I'd like to inform you that this kit is full of gaps, full of steps, full of practically seam lines that was developed by joints. I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of where we are. So let me put a bit of focus on the. All right, so you can see this is the connection between the front section, and the front cockpit section, and the rest of the body. You can see here how the quality of the connection. If you just go over with your finger, you can actually feel that there is a step. Um, Usually, um, you, based on my experience, uh, using this type of um, putty doesn't work. You have to spend a lot of time working on the seams if you use this kind of type. It could be Mr. Hobby, it could be Tamiya. These regular putty doesn't work. Um, a better option is using like these kind of two-part epoxy putty. That would work, right? But the problem is that if you are planning to rescribe the panel lines, and recreate the surface details, this doesn't work. Why? Because once you rescribe it, it will fall off. So the only choice I have is using super glue. Yeah. So the only choice I have is using super glue, mixing with what you call acrylic powder. So acrylic powder with super glue, and that for me, I think that would work the best. Why? Because it will create a resin type bond, very similar to acrylic, and you can easily scribe on the surface of it. So that's my take on it. I'll show you another part of the kit that requires heavy um, filling and sanding. You can see here, um, there's this going through all the way from the cockpit to the nose. And this is very typical. You would have, this is quite deep, and maybe you can work with regular putty, but again, if you need some scribing, rescribing of the surfaces, then you would probably need super glue. This one here in the back area, let me move back to the back, and here we have the rear section of the aircraft. And I think the reason why this one I use, definitely I use two two part putty, epoxy putty, and the reason why is just because it's just to fill in lots of empty spaces over here. Let me turn off the. All right, let's continue then. So yeah, so this is the part where you have just, you need to add volume into the plastic, because there's just no way, no other type of putty that you could use to fill that. So this is very rough, and then the other side is also the same thing. And you can see here some of the work that I did. This needs to be sanded, and then it needs to be covered with super glue with it needs to be covered with this type of cement. So this super glue, oily glue, they call it, tree frog. You could use any type of super glue in your country or region. And then I use this acrylic powder. If you don't have acrylic powder, if you want to find one, look at the section in the beauty. If you're close to a department store or a store, a shop, look at the look at near the beauty section, and usually they have this. Okay, so if you don't have this and you can't find this in your local store, I would recommend that you can use. Another option, if you don't have acrylic powder, is you could use this. This is kind of like the regular baby powder that you could find in any kind of shop, and you could use this instead. And you could have this, uh, s- sprinkle this on top of the super glue. All right, let's get in. Maybe one more tour of the seams, and then we could go on. The other one that I have that I'd like to show you is here. You could see as the top part over here, as in the top area, you could see the seams, and it goes all the way to the bottom. And you could see that I've already started on parts of it, just to level out the area. And also here, you've seen that I've done some of the work. And there was actually, what happened here is there was a huge step on the right. Oh, well, it's on the right or the left. Anyway, on this side, there was a huge step. And then what I did was using this kind of tool, I kind of like leveled it out. So this is basically a it's a powered tool. Um, it's a filing using a filing head, and then I kind of like grill this through and you could see some of the leftover gaps inside here that I need to fill. Yeah, you could still feel. I could still feel there's step, and that has to go away. The front section here, if you see it, has been grilled, has been sanded down too. Can you see it here? Yeah. So this area has been sanded down, and filed, and then I also have done with rescribing using my scribing tool. So let's get into it and see if we can do some sort of improvements to the kit. The focus that I'm going to do is basically on this area here, and that's because it's just massively, um, it just doesn't look good. That's all. Simple as that. All right, I think I need to wear my gloves, and there's a lot of dust working on this kind of stuff. So it's important that you wear your mask. Let me get it out. Putting my gloves on, and then we could start with. So you probably need a dust mask for this, especially using power tools. Just the dust of plastic dust goes everywhere, and that is kind of not good for your lungs. I know it's not resin, but it's still dust, man. Plastic dust going everywhere. All right. So, where are we at? Here we are. Hmm. All right. So I've already wore my mask, and I'm gonna handle this. A little bit of step this way. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna mask this area first, then glue it. Now the reason I'm masking this is because I don't want the super glue to be going all over the place. All right. This is just a way to control the super glue. Probably gonna put the super glue over here. Whoa, that's not good. In the tip of the super glue. Then I will have this ready. So it's something like that. That's the acrylic powder. I've used this in many of my kits. Sorry, and it's very effective. All right. So what should I use? Actually, I would probably use. I'll probably use this. It's like a small, pointy stuff. See there? Okay, I'm just gonna continue. I usually do it bit by bit. I can control the. Okay, so I'm gonna move to this end, to the other side. Okay. So this mix is gonna solidify in a few minutes. All right, let's focus on other areas that needs the same treatment. This one over here, this long streak, that needs to go too. So here I'm not using the masking tape because I think it's safe to say that it's not going to go anywhere. Here's a big one right there. Same thing. Oops. Wrong. This one here. this one here too. So I'm gonna take this masking off. They're not really needed anymore. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if there are other locations. Yeah, I think we can do with this one too. Here it is. Okay, bit of this. Okay, we have this one here and this one. Let me scrape that first and see the level of what level of Okay, looks like I need to put some stuff over here. I need to scale this down before I add anything else. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. And this seems to be, yeah, it's all over the place. If you notice it, just everywhere. All right, I think that would do for a while. I'm gonna close it and swipe this off. Super glue. No more super glue. Yeah, swipe it off. All right, now the big thing is taking off some of this. These are really hard. So what I'm going to do is going to test it using a very rough, using a rough, it's probably a low grade, low grade sander. This is a 500. Let me put it over here. This is a wet and dry sandpaper, and this is a 500. 500. So it's very rough, the back. And let's see how much you can take for this. Now, at this stage, I usually add some masking tape so I don't somehow sand the wrong location. Let's see how that works. Focus on one area first, and then see if that works. So this is the area that we're going to do. It's very rough, and I have some super glue in my fingers too. Oops. Okay. So I'm trying to get that off first. It's very rough. You could hear that. I need to lower that down. I'm going to use this 500. Where was it? Oh, here it is. 500. Okay. Put some water. Some water here. Keep it wet. And let's see how it goes. Okay. So this yellow one, that's a 2-part epoxy, and the white one, they are the super glue with acrylic powder. Okay, and it's still rough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my power tool to take out most of the top layer of these of the filler, and then after that smooth it out later. Oops, I think I broke one of the pylons. Good. Anyway, that would be for another video. Testing again. No sound? Any sound? Can you hear me? Oh, all right, let's check on the quality of. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. Oh, no, that did it. That did it. Really. Probably. Okay, I have to fix this, but later on. It's just broken. Look at that. Plastic hinges. Anyway, things to do. All right, focus on this for a minute. Get it straight. So yeah, I see that it's okay. Some of them are good. You could see over here that it needs some super glue on top of the original filler, and some of them is already good, but I see some of them are still need some work. Okay, so yeah, definitely this needs a second phase corrective filling. I think super glue is the way forward. But before we do that, we need to do some rescribing, as some of the details has disappeared, and we don't want to do that, right? Yeah, there's like panel lines over here, there. They're all disappearing. So next would be ma- um, next would be the we need to rescribe, and I have two tools. One is this one. It's from USA. It's a double edge, double sided or double edge. You have this side, double edge, double sided scriber. So you have double ended scriber, I guess. So you have one scriber over here, and you have another scriber over here. So let me give you a good close-up look. That's a scriber. I've been using this for a couple of years, and oh, sorry, I got this the other way around. And I've tried so many other scribers, trumpeter. What else? I made a scriber from Dental Tools. Just any other brand I've done, and this is probably the best. USA SCR03 scriber. This is probably the best ergonomics, and also how it just cuts through the plastic like butter. So I'm gonna. So that's the whole look of it. And this is great when doing lines. Like you have some panel lines that you need to scribe. I would go for this. Um, and also the other one that I have is this one. So this is a USA 1.5, I think 1.5 millimeter, maybe. And this type of scriber is basically a pointed one. Now, why do I have two types of scribers? Well, this one is very useful when you do circles or boxes or anything or oleos or anything like that. So the scriber, like I would use these templates to make panel lines, and it is kind of difficult if you use this one, right? It just goes through the edges is difficult, but this makes it a lot easier. Okay, now I'll show you some of the ways I did it. Okay. So the templates that I have right now are these. Then these are ovals and some other shapes, and you have rectangles, a combination of other stuff. Yeah. So these are Hasagawa tree tool um, templates, and I use them a lot. You can see they've been used so many times. I think I have them for almost like 15 years. Um, they're quite expensive, but if you keep it in a safe place, they will last a lifetime. Then the other ones is these. These are from a different company. They're actually smaller, and these are from Voyager model. Voyager model. Way cheaper. But yeah, I like to mix. I like to mix and match most of my tools. So I'm not really like crazy on branding or like a certain company. But as long as as long as it gets the job done. So these are Voyager models. This is the Hasagawa tree tool. See here, can I focus on this? Tree tool. Then you have the Hasagawa brand. And then the other ones that I have are these. They've been used again and again. It's made of a very soft steel. I don't know what it is. It's not copper, but this is from Edward. I think if I'm right, they're Edwards. Some of these. They may be copper. I don't know because I see this oxidation here, this green oxidation. Anyway, these are another set that I have. Edwards, I think. Smaller pieces. And they're quite good. Expensive. they're not made of stainless. Hey, Saul. Oh, great. That's perfect. If you're looking for clippers, cutting tools, I would go for this. This is Bandai. See this? Bandai Spirits. This is affordable. I think it's about 50,000 rupiah. And you could buy it in Tokopedia. Just type in Bandai Spirits. I've had this for a couple of years. Sorry, it's a bit rusty, but they are spot on. Maybe I bought it like a couple of years ago. It was 50,000. Maybe now it's probably 60 or 70. But get these Bandai, the blue one. I'm going to compare this with a cheaper model. I don't like it, but it's quite good for cutting metal. So this is celery. I think it's a local brand called Celery. It costs like 10,000 rupiah or a dollar less. I had it for a couple of years, many years ago. I don't use it now, but I usually cut this for metal. Like if I want to cut um, copper wire, um, I would I would use this. I wouldn't use this. This is very expensive. This is more expensive. So this is a cheaper 10,000 rupiah, I think. Yeah. And then for cutting, I would recommend you to get these. These are these are surgery knives. You could buy it in Tokopedia as well. It comes without a blade like this. So if they sell it like this, surgery knives, and then you buy the blade. This is probably like I don't know 10,000 rupiah nowadays. Very cheap. And I have a lot of them. I have like five or three or four. I don't know, but I have several. And then you buy the blade separately. It's a scalpel. Yes, it's a scalpel. Yeah, that's the medical term of it. And I'll show you what I bought. You buy this set. Also in Tokopedia, you could buy it. It's like 100 pieces. It will serve you as a lifetime. Just many blades. So this is number 11. Number 11 blade. And if you don't know what number 11 is, there's one over here in the back. So the most common blade that you buy on Tokopedia is usually number 10 and number 11. And yeah, I think this is probably the most model that you probably need during your modeling work. I mean, there's others. It would be great if you could get like number 15 or number I don't know number 15 or number 25. But you know, if you get number 10 and number 11, that'll be great. One box is about 50,000, I think. You get 100 like that. See, that's the inside of it. And it's quite easy. Just take one out. This. Then you just take out that way. Then you got the blade. Where's the blade? Oh. Oh, here's the blade. There. This is like super this is like super sharp. Like it will cut your hand. Okay. So be careful with this. You mean regular stationary stuff? Yes, you can. You could buy Alpha. You know the Alpha brand? Do I have it? Let me check. I think I have a brand called Alpha. Let me see if I have the tools. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, you could use it. This is an Alpha brand, and you could use this. Buy it in the shop, local shop. I think I have some blades. I don't know what they are, but yeah, I have some blades. And basically, it's just very simple. You just take out the blade. You buy this. You could buy one pack, I think, maybe like 5,000 or something. One pack, you get like five. Then you could put it back on again. This is also very, very simple. Oops, this is already broken. But yeah, I've been using this for a while, and it's quite effective. Yeah, you could scrape it. You could actually make use of it. Yeah. Good, it works. And then what was the other question? Clippers, hobby knife. Oh, the nubs. You mean the nubs is the called the screw trees, screw gates, like this. Screw gates, like this. This is the screw gates. Yeah, this is the sprue, and this is the screw gate. Yeah, I would use this. Just safer. Then you could easily cut it. I'm gonna use it from below just for the video purpose. It's way easier. There, cut it. Oh, the leftover bits. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. You can do it. Like over here, you have leftovers bit. Yeah, and yeah, you can cut it through using here. Let me check. See, can you see through the video? Yeah, yeah, that looks good. No more leftover bits. That's cool. Yeah, you could use this to clean out the leftover bits from the screw gates. Yeah. But if you try this like that, I wouldn't recommend. You can do it, but it's just that you're putting a lot of pressure on the plastic. You can do it, but just yeah, just putting a pressure on the plastic, and there's a there's a there's a risk of breaking the parts, damaging the parts. Yeah, you can do it. You just need a little bit more effort. clean. So now you can put them together. There you go. And then you asked me about the cutting board, huh? Cutting board. I have several cutting boards over here. And they're all being used, but I can call out a brand. I have a blue one over here. It's been called Freya and Goya. Let me type that in. Let me type that in into to the comments. See if I can type in the I can type in the brand for you. You could search in Tokopedia um, what brand you think. They're not very expensive, and I think quite easy to find. Type in cutting board. And they come in like A4 size, A4, A3, A1, A2. Sorry, A2. Cutting board brand is Freya or Goya. Try that. And then there's other brands in the market, like other brands are Alpha. Uh, all comes in different sizes. A4, right. I hope that helps. What else? What else in your question? Clippers, hobby knife, cutting board. Okay. So I guess I've answered your questions. Um, Let me know if you need more advice. Happy to help. All right. Let us continue. So, all right. So I need my this thing over here comes with a like this rubbery cap. Help there. So let's do a couple of lines. Use this one if you want. See, they're really not aligned. You could tell they're not aligned. Sandpaper. Sandpaper. All right, that's good. Sandpaper. I would recommend. Um, you could also buy this in Tokopedia. Actually, everything is in Tokopedia. There are several brands, but I think one of the things that you need to look out is the number of the so this is the pile of sandpaper I have. It's called wet and dry sandpaper. So this is from Niken. Called waterproof silicone. They cost like 5,000 each. I think 5,000 or 10,000 each. And this is a P800. So the way it works is that the higher the number, the what do you call it? The smoother the sanding. So P800, there's 1200. This is Toho. You could buy it anywhere, mostly in any hardware store. But if you buy in Tokopedia, it's you have more range. You have more choices. So you have Toho, 12,000, 1,200. This is 800, and there's another one is 1,500, even smoother. And then also it's called Langsol. This is 500. So this is coarser. And for model kits, you don't want to go below 400.